And one.
Hello.
Hello.
We's alive.
And it says that we are live.
Good. I'm going to share this over to our other page here as well as we are going so that I'm not looking too disinterested here. How are you doing, Ash?
I'm doing okay. It has been an eventful week, as always. I'm
Me
trying.
too. What's going on with you?
Oh, just lots of stuff, doing lots of stuff. Let me see here. Make sure that's. I'm making sure the volume is down on this. Whoa.
What'd you do?
Okay, now the volume's off.
Bear with us. We're still this is the new system we tried 2 weeks ago because we weren't
hmm
on last week for Valentine's Day, which I assume we're both still married, so that worked out, right?
Yeah, it did. I made sure that she got the prerequisite of flowers, made sure the flowers were sent to her work. That way, when she could do the triumphant walk of getting the flowers from the man. And she said that, yeah, when her name was called, oh, there's flowers over here for you. She said in the cubicles that all the groundhogs poked their heads up to see who got the flowers and stuff. So scored points there. And
Really?
yeah, what else? I got her I got her a T-shirt because she does medical billing and coding, and she's studying to be like a certified medical coder.
Yeah.
And so I got her a nice T-shirt that said that she speaks ICD-10, which is the book that has all the medical codes in it. It's like literally this thick
Oh,
spiral bound book that is all just straight through every code that anything that can be billed for. So
my
she's studying right now to get that.
my wife and I talk all the time about because we still have all her books from medical school here, and we've got literally totes of thick ass books like this
Uh
that
huh.
now you don't even get. You just download the files, and
And they're so out of date.
oh yeah, and they were so expensive that we just can't bring to throw them out because that's really what they're good for now is to be thrown out.
Yeah, I
So
mean, and that's the problem is that's all they're good for. And trying to
oh,
see here.
look at that, I got sheetrock on me. All right, well let's get into talking about geek stuff because there's so much to talk about. We haven't talked in 2 weeks. I was out of town for the St. Louis show. Then we had Valentine's Day,
I hear the
and
St. Louis show went very well.
I will review it. I know we got news to talk about because I could talk about that the whole time. I will say I was oddly nervous for this show. I mean, I've been doing this stuff a long time, and for the most part, most of the performers there, hell, I've been performing longer than a lot of them. There were some that I definitely looked up to before I ever started performing there, but it's like being around all my peers. So I
Yeah.
started getting real nervous. And the opening night, they had two DJs there or MCs there that are both great performers. And then it was me and this guy Michael from Naughty Bits. That's like a sideshow circus show.
Oh, cool.
And um, they brought like circus stuff. Like they were ready to do a full circus act if they needed. And I was going to tell some fart jokes and introduce acts.
Oh,
So I was feeling out of
I
place.
almost forgot.
Yeah,
We have to do our intro.
yeah. You can tell we're of a
Sorry.
generation right there.
I'm sorry. I was listening today to some Rammstein. If you
Oh
ever
yeah.
get a chance to listen to the song "Biggest Dickin'," I know "Biggest Tittins."
I don't know if I
The
know that
dick.
one.
It's actually the song is "Dickin' Titties," and it's a song about big titties.
That sounds like a song they would do for sure.
But it is so well done. I love it. I was listening to that today and a lot of Tom Waits. I mean, there was this one line in one of the songs that I was just like, okay, I love that line. He said, I'm so lonely. All my friends I smoke down to the filter.
That sounds like a Tom Waits line for sure.
Oh, totally.
No,
But
I've heard
yeah,
that. I didn't know
yeah,
Tom Waits at all until I met you.
yeah.
And
And actually, I didn't know Tom Waits at all until I met you
really, and then to me, my first.
because way back when you first brought me on, the reason you brought me on is because I played guitar.
Well, Dad, you're a cool guy that would listen to our bullshit and just frown at us. But yeah,
Well, that as well. And so I had I was looking up because I went to that first rehearsal where I didn't realize yet that none of you could sing, and
and it's been
and
painfully obvious for 20 years, huh?
yeah, after that, knew it no problem. No, but I went to that first rehearsal and I'd asked you, okay, what songs and stuff like that, and so you gave me a couple songs. And I practiced them on the guitar, if you remember. And
Yes,
I
yes,
went to the
yes.
first rehearsal and I tried playing the songs, and you guys were so bad that I realized that if we're going to do any songs, they can only be beer drinking songs. All right. And so then that led me down the rabbit hole of looking for songs about beer,
Yeah.
and that's when I found my first Tom Waits song, which was "Warm Beer and Cold Women."
Okay.
And then after that, I just swerved hard into Tom Waits, and I haven't surfaced since.
See, I'd heard you talk about him and stuff, and then the movie Mystery Men came out,
Oh
and
yeah,
that was literally my first exposure to Tom Waits right there. But that was
oh
such a
yeah,
damn good movie too. Very
yeah.
underrated.
As Dr. Heller,
Yeah. Ah, it's
yeah,
such a good. I want to go watch that movie tonight. Now, damn it.
yeah. That was a good. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm so mad because I didn't go and watch on the 18th and 19th. They were showing at all the movie theaters down here. There was select viewings of the original 1982 Dune.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool to see in theater. I don't know if I ever actually saw that one in the theater or not.
I did not. I only ever saw it, I think, like, HBO kind of stuff.
Oh, Scott's watching. He says my favorite Tom Waits line: "Don't you know there ain't no devil? It's just God when he's drunk."
Oh yeah, and like,
Huh? Oh, I thought you had something added to there.
yeah, and it's like, let me see what some of my other favorite lines of his is. Get off the cross, we need the wood. Um,
It sounds like something you'd say. Damn it.
who do you think I took it from? I took it from the master himself, Tom Waits. Um, yeah, he's got a great song. Christmas sucks. There's just so many great songs of his. There's a lot of his songs that I don't like because he has been performing for so many decades that as the times go on and he tries to do songs that are relevant to whatever is popular in that decade, some of them really suck. In my opinion, I don't like them. But then you get into some of the real swordfish trombone and you know postcard from a hooker. Uh, what's he building in there? Step right up. One of my favorite lines from Step Right Up is at the very end when he says, "The large print giveth, and the small print taketh away."
I've heard that one before.
Yeah,
I'm, I'm sitting here and realizing I don't look at myself in the mirror enough. I am getting bushy, bushy. I need to take care of that.
yeah. I trimmed all up just the other day. I
Yeah,
trimmed it
see,
all
you're
down.
looking all clean cut, and I'm feeling little Duck Dynasty over here. But
Yeah.
I didn't even bother. I've been working and stuff. I didn't bother cleaning. Jumped right into it because uh, Cookie was going to join us tonight too, and he had some family stuff to take care of. So, but I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I know I want to talk about new Disney lawsuit, yet another one. I want to talk about People's Choice Awards. I want to talk about Pirate Fest. Um, some various little things, odds and ends going on in the news, but maybe we should jump into some geekgasms first.
Hold on. Okay.
Geekgasams, it's time to celebrate. Let your geek black pride don't hesitate. Oh, yeah. Geekgasams unite and make some noise. With every many feet we find our joy.
Okay.
That's the AI one, right?
That's the well. I've got two AI ones, and that's the short one. The other one's like 30 seconds or so long,
Oh, geez.
and that's one of my geekgasms. Is I have been able to train the AI on 11 Labs with my voice, and I've got a short little thing that I had it read. I did not read this. I did not read this.
So you
All right.
deepfake your own voice, basically.
Well, no. Basically, what the thing is that if you put together a voice, step up the tier level to their premium tier. If you create your own voice, you can actually put it out there. And if other people use it for like audiobooks or whatever and stuff like that, you can generate some cash off of voices that you create.
Oh,
So I can put myself out there. Like this one is just a short one. I just literally copied and pasted because I was looking for something. I wanted to hear what it sounded like. And I copied and pasted, when you do a speed test on Google and it has that little blurb underneath when you're doing the speed test.
yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
Check your internet speed in under 30 seconds. The speed test usually transfers less than 40 megs of data, but may transfer more data on fast connections.
Holy shit. That is definitely your voice when you're disappointed in me. I can tell the tone.
Well, what I trained it on, because I was just looking for 1 minute, because minimum 1 minute that to train it on, and I went for 1 minute and I asked for something 1 minute, and what I trained it on was a relaxing. You need to just let go of all your problems, and it was a 1 minute reading of that. So I read that, and that's the reason it sounds like I'm on Quaaludes.
This will just put you out of your own voiceover work now.
Well, no, because I can have multiple voices. I can put accents on it. I can go the old Jewish man. It's what I'm. I can.
You get canceled in a heartbeat today doing that though. Shit.
Hey, I'm like 3% Jewish. I'm circumcised.
It works. Yeah. I'd say it's an overshare, but we've shared way worse than that. Shit. That is.
Where did I come up with this crap?
Because I wonder at what point let's say like the Rick and Morty thing, where Justin Roiland, he got fired last year or whatever, got
Yep.
canceled, and they hired people to come in basically impersonate his voices. You could just recreate them with AI nowadays. At what point
You could, if that was not his voice. I mean, there are certain types of voices, like the actress who played Bernadette on
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
That high pitched voice that she did on there, I think they copyrighted that tone and everything. I remember, what was it? I remember the show Will and Grace.
Yeah.
All right, the one alcoholic lady that was on there.
Yeah.
That was like the boss.
Yeah. I can't think
And
of
her
name.
really high pitched voice.
Yep.
Yeah. That was so locked down by the studio, that character, that voice of that character, because it was all developed around that voice and that character by the studio, that they locked that down. She couldn't do that voice away from that character. She was not allowed to. So when she would go on to like interviews and stuff like that, they'd say, do the voice. And she's like, nah, can't do it. It's locked down.
That makes sense. I guess I would love to know the legalities to what point are you impersonating the character? Like they've had 100 people do Winnie the Pooh, Goofy, all that. And at what point are you impersonating the voice actor? Because like Justin Roiland, a lot of his stuff sounds like him.
Well, see, and that's the thing. It's like the guy who plays Archer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Bob's Burger. That's the reason I can't watch Bob's Burger, because I loved Archer so much. I'm watching Bob's Burger and I'm waiting for him to just pull out a gun and start wasting people.
Wait, they did that in Archer where he's dressed up as Bob.
That one episode, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
But no, but the thing is that they used his voice, and I forget, there was another actor like that, and maybe it was him, but there was another voice actor who they knew that what they were working on was going to be super famous. It was going to be really popular. So he made sure that when he did that character, he did it in his voice.
Oh,
so that way,
that's Fry from Futurama. It's one of my favorite voices.
Right.
Billy West did that. Yeah.
Right. And so he made sure that that was his voice, so they couldn't oust him and get somebody else in, because then they'd be taking his likeness.
That's right. But I'm just wondering, like, if he died or something, because
It depends on the contract. And actually, at that point, it would probably go to the family, and whatever, like Jimi Hendrix kind of, family is handling his estate.
Yeah.
And then they would, determine whether or not you can license out his likeness. Same with Jimi Hendrix. Same with Tolkien and all the stuff like that.
Yeah. I just really would, because already, you know, like Disney has you sign over likeness rights of your face and everything and your voice, like Mark Hamill.
And that's what the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers Guild were fighting for, was that they wouldn't have to do that. They could own themselves and not be just copied and chucked out.
Well, when I talk about animation later with Disney Animation, I'm going to bring up some new AI this week, and I'll ask you about it. But because it was one of those things I was reading about, and then I watched some videos on it, that trying to follow it all, I just don't even see how people are going to stay and work with some of this stuff. But anyhow.
All right. I've got us a new AI host. And so I am going to have him introduce himself to the audience. I don't think he's given himself a name yet. I'll generate the audio.
The one we were using last time, is it?
No, I've changed it up. I've changed him from being. Hold on. Here it is.
All right.
Greetings, fellow travelers of Middle-earth and distant galaxies. I am your co-host on this fantastical journey through the realms of imagination, a devout disciple of J.R.R. Tolkien, and a fervent defender against the encroaching forces of remakes.
He hates remakes.
If Zendaya graces our screens, my heart may yet sing with joy.
And he loves Zendaya.
As we stand on the precipice of a new age, where AI threatens to reshape even the sacred lands of Dungeons and Dragons, I remain ever hopeful for the future of geekdom. Together with my esteemed companions, John and Daryl, we embark upon epic quests, unravel mysteries, and delve deep into the lore of all things fantastical on our podcast, ConCast. So gather round, adventurers, as we venture forth into the realms of wonder and imagination.
I think that's it.
Man, he sounds a lot more energetic than the other guy. The other guy sounded like he was too smart for the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we irritated him. This one, I wanted him to be more, our speed. Let me see. I'm going to keep it to 250 characters.
It does remind me a lot of the YouTube videos and stuff that you see with the AI voices, where they're just so well spoken and the cadence is just constant,
Okay, I asked him what his name is, and I asked him to keep it short.
Paul.
Yeah, I told him to keep it to 250 characters or less. All right. And and this is his name that he has chosen for himself right now.
I am Meriadoc Zendweaver, the High Scribe of Geekdom.
Meriadoc Zendweaver.
So Meriadoc, all one word.
Meriadoc.
Zendweaver sounds like a medieval insult, but I'll take it.
All right.
That. Yeah.
Now, also, did you see the new Borderlands trailer?
Did not. Oh,
I have it ready to play if you want.
Go ahead and play it. I'd love to watch it and then critique it.
All right, here we go. Screen. And we're doing Borderlands.
All right. Oh, Jake says, what's up, nerd? How you doing, Jake? I was going to talk about Pirate Fest. I'm going to save it to the end, though. That way I can make sure I get my news out. I started talking about it at the beginning. And there you go. All right, now it's just me. We'll see how this works. You made me nervous.
I'm back.
I had no control over the podcast.
You have no control. You are sans control. You're control-less.
Oh, I would have just went right in my Disney bitch and then talked about Pirate Fest. I could have done that for an hour.
All right.
Uh-oh. God, I hate this planet. Would you look at that?
A ladder! Unfortunately, my design doesn't facilitate this type of...
Well, destiny awaits.
Legend has it that there's this massive treasure hidden in some secret vault. And if you go hunting for it, you'd better take any help you can get. Because it's on the weirdest, most dangerous dumpster fire of a world in the universe.
God, I hate this planet.
What is that smell?
Piss wash color.
Ew!
Put the window up.
I don't want to! Roll the window up!
Roll it up. It's Pete. It's Pete. Why do you think it's called piss wash? How did I get the name?
It's in my mouth!
Do you know how many people have died looking for this vault?
We have something they don't, baby girl.
Okay. What?
Major issues. Time to make it rain! With your body parts!
What did I tell you?
Minimal explosions!
I said no explosions.
Ooh, mine's bigger.
What are you doing? I needed a gun. So you asked for it.
There's only one of you in the world, and you're special.
Uh-oh.
Kill them all. What's happening right now?
I'm expelling the excess lead. I can't go if you're looking at me. Ooh, actually, scrap that. I can. I really can. Actually, it's helping.
Are we really waiting for this to finish?
Keep looking at me.
Oh, that looked way better than I thought it was gonna. I've been so worried about that one because I'm still questionable about the casting, but that trailer. Well, first off, good music.
Yeah, well,
very
that's
reminiscent.
prerequisite anymore. Is they have to have good music.
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of that first Suicide Squad trailer.
I hope it's not like because we all there were certain movies out there that we all look forward to, and the trailers were awesome, but then they sucked. But
Yeah.
I mean, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, you got Kate Blanchett, you got Jack Black, you got Kevin Hart. There was Bobby Lee in there I saw, and
I'm still worried about that Kevin Hart casting. A little bit.
I know he is not my Roland. I mean, if you put Kevin Hart's head on Terry Crews,
I could get away
all
with
right,
it.
then yes. But it also seems like they're going more for the humor in this one.
And I'm okay with that.
Like Suicide Squad had a baby with Mad Max.
That's a great. Who said that one?
Scott.
Oh, yeah, I see it here. Yeah. Let's see. Honecker said, "Can you have a couple ums like he is a normal person who has to think about what he's saying?" Oh, we're talking the AI voice there. And then, Rich said BusterCon this weekend. Yeah, Saturday's BusterCon. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit too. So that trailer though looked really good. I'm now more excited than I was 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, and apparently the release date is going to be August 9th.
Well, and I was getting so worried because they weren't putting anything out. I mean, for a movie that's been finished and nothing's coming out, that kind of screams
suck.
Worry. Yeah. They're...
What will really tell is I've seen in the past, if they get the reviews, or if they have the reviewers review the movie and they can release their reviews before it comes out, then they have faith in it. If they make it so the reviewers cannot release their reviews until opening day, then they don't have faith of it. It's probably going to suck ass.
Yeah, the corruption of Hollywood, which will be in my bitch here in a little bit. But Amber also said Guardians of the Galaxy had a baby with Mad Max. And Jake said Kevin should not be Roland. Be happier.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jack, you're right. Idris Elba would have freaking rocked at that.
Yep, he would have been able to play the character great. Maybe a little bulkier would have been.
Well, and that's the thing is Roland is stoic.
Yeah.
And Idris Elba has that in spades.
Yeah. Again, I always say it, and everybody has way underutilized in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Another Geekgasm. I have something that I purchased that I know is going to make you jealous.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know Haynes manual?
No, I don't know.
For automotive repair, the Haynes manual.
Okay, yeah, like a Chilton's or something. Yeah.
Zombie survival Haynes manual.
That's cool. Yeah,
I mean, and it is complete. It has weapons. It has fighting styles. It has how to set up your defensive stuff. The different types of zombies. It has who to worry, who to team up with, who to watch out for. Even advanced combat for the elderly. All right, how to use your walker to take them down.
Why do you point that one out to me specifically? I don't appreciate that.
You like zombies?
Oh no! I thought maybe the advanced for the elderly there.
Well, no, that's just what my hand opened it up to. They also have other ones. It's a really fun book.
No, I'd like.
It's a nice coffee table book. They have them at Ollie's for $5.
Really, I'll check Ollie's because they have like the Ectomobile and one for the TARDIS and things like that too. There.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, if you go to Ollie's here, so they had like a good 10, 15 of them left. Go check Ollie's. They had them for $5 a pop.
Well, Ollie's is always great for stuff like that. Again, for Ghostbusters,
weird stuff.
Like lots of stuff there. Which brings me to my geekgasm, and I'm going to do it quick because I finally got my 3D printer last week. And
you've been chucking them out like crazy.
Matter of fact, it has sat more in the last couple hours because I finished one big print.
Yeah.
Than it has in a week. I mean, I'm going to show you a couple. I know this doesn't do anything for anybody on the podcast, but I'm not even going to show them all because it's mostly Ghostbuster stuff. But the smoothness on these, if you can see, is just...
Did you print those at a 0.2 or did you dial it down to 1.2 or 1.6?
Oh, you're going to have to ask Gabe. He helped me with all that stuff. So he helped me with a lot of the smooth stuff. I took both yours and his advice. I waited on big prints. So I did just tons and tons of these prints, like, shelf brackets. I got clocks. I did this Slimer, which is
nice.
Just a small, which encouraged me to do my first big print, which is right there.
Whoa!
It's a Slimer. It's probably about 1.5 feet tall.
So what did you do? What was that? Like 5 parts?
This was 16 parts.
16 parts.
125 hours of print time.
And at the speed that yours rocks it at, that would be like 300 hours on my printer.
And originally, like, it looked like this thing was going to be almost twice this size, and it said it would be. We scaled it up even, and that's as big as it got. But I was fine with this because it's travel size. I can take it to events. I'll be painting it hopefully sometime soon. I just haven't had a lot of time because I'm also working a lot. So, the 3D printer has been. I know I'm way behind the time of everybody else on this shit, but
come on, man, have fun.
Like a kid in a candy store. I printed up so much cool shit.
Stuff that I printed up. I'm working on my next Star Trek model. I'm doing the 1/1000 scale Enterprise, and I'm trying to step up my game. And I downloaded some extra high resolution. I don't know if you can see it. Top deck areas to put into the models. And basically, what I had to do is I had to cut out the top, smooth it all down, fit it up in, and I've been building up the surrounding areas with sprue goo in order to get it back up to the flush level where I want. And now I'm sanding it down and priming it to make sure that everything's okay before I move on. And this has built-in light tunnels and stuff like that. So when I light it from the inside, The light will come out of the 3 different sides on the top here, as well as it has all the nice windows and everything in there as well.
Yeah, sometime
So-
when we're not on podcast, I got to ask you some questions about some of your fiber optic lighting stuff because I got a couple things I printed that I want to light up.
Oh yeah.
But I had 2 things. First, Heather says those are pretty damn cool, and we just set ours up. Haven't even ran it yet.
Oh, make sure you have plenty of filament because it's addictive. And once you start and you get on Thingiverse and 3D Cult Prints and Prusa and all those other sites, like my nephew, he is just got into D&D. He's like 11 years old and just did his first D&D session, and he loves it. And so I'm making for him. I'm making for him a. Did this move? Yeah, it moved.
No, I moved. Go ahead.
No, this moved.
Oh.
I'm making for him a dice tower cup.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, with its own little base and stuff like that. And I printed this one out, and I'm painting it up for him right now.
Yeah, I've gone through about $90 worth of filament in the last 2 weeks. So
those are rookie numbers.
yeah, I know. I'm just now getting there. We're gonna have to get on with some news and stuff because we got a lot to talk about in the next 30 minutes.
Yep.
So, do you want to hit yours first, or should I hit my bitch?
Oh, I just have a couple little things that I pulled up. Let me see here. Let me see. Disney and Sony are they partnered up. If you didn't hear about that, but it's not as momentous as I thought. Basically, what it's going to be doing is Sony is going to take over the physical media for Disney when it comes to their movies and stuff like that. So Sony, in my opinion, they got the short end of the stick here. I forget what Disney got out of the deal, but Sony's going to be handling all their DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that.
Are you talking with the properties that Disney bought from Sony? You're not talking like an overall, of course, just with the properties.
It might be an overall. It was a big merger.
I don't know, because Disney bought out a lot of the Sony properties a year and a half, 2 years ago. Okay.
Right.
And then, so I'll have to look at that one because I've been seeing a lot with Sony and Disney with the Madam Web stuff and the Spider-Verse this week.
Oh yeah, I feel bad for the actress on the Madam Web. Apparently, it's so bad that some people have even claimed that her agent might have lied to her about what the movie was.
She as soon as the movie opened, she switched agencies already.
Yeah, exactly.
And it sounds like her and a number of people in there were promised that they were going to be part of the Disney MCU, and instead they, they're part of the Spider-Verse for Sony, which has not been done very well so far. And this one was rough, and
that's what I heard.
A huge opportunity for opening weekend because they premiered on Valentine's Day, and then after that you had President's Day, so they had a 6-day opening weekend, and still I want to say they only did like it was like 80,000 or 80 million or something like that when it was all said and done.
I was hoping for her, and I really was hoping for Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, that one looked pretty cute too.
It looked cute, and it looked like an Edward Scissorhands kind of thing. And I was really pushing, hoping it was going to be great because it was the directorial debut for Robin Williams' daughter. And
I didn't know that his daughter did that.
Yeah, but apparently it was not so good. Let me see. Next thing, Bloomberg reported over the weekend, said that the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, the next version of the flagship gaming console, could be delayed until 2025. So some people not happy about that. Here's a fun one. That AI can be used for good. All right. Search Lab users in the U.S. can try something called Talk to a Live Representative in the Google app for iOS and Android and desktop Chrome. When you search for a customer service number, you may see a request to call button. Click that button, and Google will ask you a few questions about what you're calling about, as well as your phone number. It will then call the customer support line for you and navigate the phone trees, then text you as it makes progress. And when you're off hold, it will call you, so you just talk to a live representative.
Shit like that's what we need all the time. If all AI
Yes.
news was good news like that, I'd be tickled to death. I wouldn't be so
And
scared.
the last thing, because I just pulled a few things here. You heard about the new Sora from OpenAI, their text to video thing?
Huh. I don't
Oh,
know.
it is making huge waves right now. A video generation model that can, from a text prompt, create realistic, and they are real. You know, I mean, if you study them, you'll see. Oh, there's a problem there. Oh, this isn't working right. But for the most part, really sweet looking, realistic, and imaginative scenes with multiple characters, specific types of motion, and more, and photorealistic as well. Sora can understand how objects exist in the physical world, as well as accurately interpret props and generate compelling characters that express vibrant emotions. Some of the Sora generated videos included in OpenAI's blog post exhibit telltale signs of AI, but the results are overall extremely impressive.
I did see stuff on this. Yes. Keep
Yeah.
going. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but just the last part. Sora is currently only available to red teamers who are assessing the model for potential harms and risks. However, OpenAI is offering access to some visual artists, designers, and filmmakers to get feedback. But the video on it, I mean, especially if you look, just a year ago, and they showed it in comparison. The video, the stuff that I pulled from, they showed it in comparison of just a year ago, an AI generated video of Fresh Prince, Will Smith, of Will Smith eating like spaghetti,
Uh-huh.
and it was the thing of nightmares. Literally, just it was just
It was sound
wrong in
appealing
the
to
thing of
begin with,
nightmares.
but
But now, what was generated in those videos, if you don't go looking for it, what they presented, of course, was cherry picked, but what they presented was just phenomenal.
I when I was watching stuff on the animation deal I'm going to talk about here shortly, they were showing it, and there's I guess a red cap video of a astronaut with a red knitted cap. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's the main thing they were focused on, and they were showing
Well,
some.
that one and the Asian lady walking down the wet street in
Yep.
Japan or whatever.
Well, and the one
Yeah.
that really got me that kind of related to the animation story I'm going to hit, which is kind of the death of a lot of animation again, but um, they asked it to make a Pixar like monster, like playing in the garden or something,
Right.
and it made this beautiful. I mean, it looks like Pixar animated a short, and this is it. I mean, it looked better than a lot of shit I'm seeing come out, and it was all AI generated, and all it was done with just prompts, the way I understand it.
Right. And see, that's one of the things that I have been trying to, say time and time again is it's all about the prompt generation. You know that what they're putting out there, that primo video that they're showing you, is not from them just going, okay, make me a video. I mean, that was initial video. I mean, that was initial, input prompt that was put in, and then from there they would go through and alter and tailor it with specific prompts going afterwards. You have to have the vision in order to tell it what you want.
Yeah.
And the more specific and the more you can drill down, the closer you can get to your vision. Yeah, you may not have the skills to actually animate it, but if you have the vision to know what it is and the skills to give the correct prompts, and that's the reason I've said time and time again, you're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who knows how to use AI.
Yeah, I agree with that. I referenced it when I was talking to my wife about it, kind of like me using auto tune to sing. It's not the same because I have no tone. I got no musical talent. But when people use auto tune, and then you have really talented musicians out there kicking ass, and then somebody over here is just using auto tune and everything. It's not the same thing. It's not the artist creating an art as much.
And those artists that use auto tune, all right.
I'm not saying auto tune is bad. I'm just example.
I'm just saying, but those artists who use auto tune, and I'm, doesn't Cardi B use it and stuff like that?
I couldn't tell you a single Cardi B.
I'm gonna let's just say the artists that use auto tunes are never going to be as good as the artists who don't use it.
Yeah.
All right.
I-
Or, like the Billie Eilishes, or, anybody like that who is, the Taylor Swifts who don't use that stuff and are amazing, will just their sheer talent and skill will eclipse whatever, auto-tune will be able to put forth.
We do have a lot of comments coming in here, and I can't hit them all right now, but I did, because Kristen had said Amber needs to share with us her Geekgasm this week. I don't know if Amber's on here right now, but I did get an
I
email from
saw her Geekgasm. She
Did you
put
see
up
it?
a picture of her
Did
Geekgasm.
she?
It was awesome.
I haven't got to read the whole thing, but the way I understand it is she got her internship with Disney. She will be
That is most excellent.
that's so cool, and I've seen all the cool shit she's been doing. I couldn't be more freaking tickled for her. I want to reach out to her and respond. I love to see good things happen to good people, and
Yes.
people that
Yes.
genuinely
She's worked long and hard for it.
yeah. Instead of people just getting lucky, I love to see
Mhm.
when somebody works for something and gets it, and
Yeah.
and that's a fucking awesome thing.
It is totally.
I feel like I should read a bunch of these
And
comments.
she just wrote, I'm going to Disney World.
Oh, did she?
Now, is it Disney World or is it Disneyland? I think it's Disney World down in Florida.
Well, she said going to Disney World. Yep, Disney World.
Yeah.
Because when you're working for Disney, I know like when we talked to them way back in the 90s, they pushed for cruise ships a lot. But cruise ships are a nightmare to work on. I got a lot of performer friends that worked on them, and I've heard stories about you getting fired somewhere and they just drop you off wherever you're at. You're at an island, good luck getting home. I mean,
And I know my mouth. I would be fired. Well, that's the great thing. I'd be fired so fast I might not even leave home port. So,
I do want to get on and talk about Pirate Fest and stuff, but at least I got two things I'll talk about here. One would be, and they're both Disney related. One would be the People's Choice Awards this year.
Which I know nothing about. What happened?
People's Choice Awards, well, they're just another award show, but it's the idea that people like you and I vote for best actors, best blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah, they never asked me to vote.
They never did. They give you plenty of opportunity, I'll tell you that. I found that out for sure in this article. There is a, hold on, I'm on the wrong page here. So there are two categories that Disney is being accused of corrupting for financial gain.
No.
Because they've got two major lawsuits going on too. This is not a lawsuit, but for the best action actor of the year, I'm going to give you some people, and you tell me who you think. You got Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible, Keanu Reeves for John Wick.
4.
Yeah, part 4. Brie Larson for the Marvels, Chris Pratt for Guardians of the Galaxy, Gal Gadot for Heart of Stone, Rachel Zegler for Hunger Games, Viola Davis for Hunger Games, and Jason Momoa for Aquaman.
Okay, I don't know anything about. Okay, the Heart of Stone. That one was like a murder mystery one, right?
Right.
Okay, so go ahead, feed it to me.
So keeping in mind, Keanu Reeves did like this awesome dragon fire shotgun scene. Tom Cruise literally himself as an actor jumped a motorcycle off of a cliff and parachute dove. And Rachel Zegler in Hunger Games won it. Best action star of the year in a movie that failed critically. And
I didn't even know there was another Hunger Games. Hold on, I did know because they had Oprah Winfrey in it, and I saw a trailer.
Was she in that?
I think so.
And then on top of that, with best action movie of the year, where you have Fast X, Aquaman, Guardians 3, Mission Impossible, Transformers, all that stuff, Hunger Games got best action movie of the year. And that's the face everybody made. Like everybody's making that face, and they're all going, "How is this working?" Because that movie got pretty panned, and her specifically got pretty panned. They won somehow. Thing is now with DEI and stuff, they've made it to where it has to be 4 men, 4 women. That's why we got multiple Hunger Game nominations, because they're trying to get as many women in as they can, which I'm fine with that. But they also made it where anyone can vote anytime, anywhere, as many times as they want. And on January 16th, you can vote, and all your votes are worth twice as many. So it appears that somebody, and they're saying probably Disney, voted for Rachel Zegler in everything because they're trying to up her appearance because they've got all this money put into like the Snow White, and she's got multiple contracts that they were letting her go of because of the Snow White thing. So they now are saying, well, we've got to build her reputation back up. Otherwise, we're going to lose a whole bunch of money on her. So Disney's now pretty much accused of rigging the People's Choice Awards. And
Which I would not be shocked by. I mean, basically, all they would have to do is create a couple bots
yeah,
that would just, spam the voting thing.
well, and
That's all they would have to do.
these award shows, I mean, let's face it, like the Oscars. I know it sounds conspiracy, but it's not. It's more corruption. I mean, they literally are. We've heard so many stories of actors in the Oscars that don't go out and petition. They're like, I don't need to go petition for Best Actor. I really don't care. And then they'll even get blacklisted or just never nominated again because they didn't go petition. And literally all that's saying is, if you got enough money to kiss enough ass, you'll win. It has nothing to do with your acting ability. It's all about being nominated and kissing ass. So in a way, I mean, all these things are rigged.
But you got to keep in mind, all right, and this is the thing that I don't understand why it's become such a huge deal. All these awards are just actorbation. They're just filleting each other for their performance. I mean,
I agree
that's all it is.
But then, let's say those actors win awards, then those awards, I mean, if you're an Oscar-nominated actor, then you can demand more money. You're put in more stuff, and then that person gets used continuously because of these awards. Not because you or I voted them in for anything, but then we get subjugated to these actors that we may not want to be subjugated to.
I would like to say that while that is true for the most part, there are actors who were world renowned, and their performances were world renowned, who never won an Oscar up until here recently. And matter of fact, memes were made about the fact that he had never won an Oscar for all of his performances. Leo. And I am a firm believer the only reason he won an Oscar that next year is because of everybody making fun of the fact that he had never won an Oscar.
I agree with that. And I wondered if he hadn't pissed somebody off in Hollywood just so he's never nominated or something.
Very much could happen.
I don't know. Heather says she volunteered for tribute.
Yeah, well, that's Amber. Was it Amber? No, it was the other lady. I'm sorry.
Which brings me to the next lawsuit, because that's something that people are already talking like, is that possible for a lawsuit? And we know Elon Musk, because I talked about this last one, is taking Disney to court. The American First legal team is now suing Disney.
What the hell is America First?
I do not know. I tried looking them up.
Sounds like a Red Hat thing.
Now, this one I did dive into a little because when I went to college for animation, Disney specific.
Right.
They were sending me to Cal Arts and stuff, and so this was very passionate. So I followed animation, and that was back in the 90s, and about 92 when Toy Story came out, when the bottom fell out of the animation industry, everything went shit. Pixar comes in, everything gets picked back up, things are much better now. They're now seeing the bottom fall out of the animation industry again. And if you see, like, Disney's barely putting anything out next year.
And most of the stuff I've seen out there, animation coming out, isn't not that good.
Well, and this is going to explain some of it, and this... I want to say to everybody out there right now, this is not prejudiced. I got to talk about some of the DIA stuff, but if we don't at least bring it up, it'll never get talked about, and we can't open for discussion. So it's not that I'm upset about a lot of this. I just feel that there needs to be some quality brought in animation. So Disney's getting sued for violating Article 7 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 by engaging in illegal sex, race, and national origin discrimination. Basically, what they've done is Disney's decided that half of all their animators now need to be female, which I can kind of get on board with. Half the population's female. I'm cool with that. The big problem they're running into is in all of America, if you add up every female that is in animation, it doesn't even add up to half of Disney's animation departments. So there's not even enough for in existence if you took every female animator from hell, even anime and everything else, and put them in Disney, there wouldn't even be enough female animators to fill that spot. So what they've done is they started taking to social media, they started taking to online art sharing sites and stuff, and just hiring people at random. And this is no shit. So people like me that went to school for this, other people that went to college and got degrees, other people that are already in the industry are getting beat out by literally, and this is no joke, literally influencers that also do some art that they're hiring, bringing them in and training them to animate so that they can fill that quota of females, which has caused, of course, other large problems. So that the females come in and most of them are not trained properly. And when they do that, then they have to get rid of some of the males in because of, to balance it out. You can't fire them. So what they've done is they've started setting up programs of like giving some of these guys basically shitty task work and stuff. And then when they complain, they overwhelm them with too much work. And then when they complain, they say you're just not working out and they get rid of them. And that's kind of been working. And that's where the big chunk of the lawsuit's coming from. But in doing so, now they've looked into the female. Now this has been going on now for a while. This isn't just a totally new thing. Because we've already gotten movies like Wish and Beyond, or Tomorrow one I can't think of the top of my head, that were all done by these teams. So the quality animation they're struggling with, they're struggling with getting it out in time and it's not because they're women, it's just because they're people that are not.
They're under talent. I mean, not under talented. They're undertrained individuals.
So now they're coming because a lot of these guys are getting fired. So they're looking at like the instruction or the videos they're showing these ladies when they hire them on, and most of them are about none of them are about animation at all. They're all about how to grow your career within Disney to get bigger and become more powerful in Disney. It's all about growing your career as a woman. And it's all about being a woman. So even if they hire a guy, he's watching a video about how to be a successful woman within Disney. So that has become a problem. And then an unforeseen problem they've had is a lot of these people they're hiring them on this diversity thing. So they come in with a certain mindset of entitlement. So they've grouped together and made little clusters. And anybody that is even the other women that are just regular people are like, it has nothing to do with diversity. I'm here for a job. I'm here for a career. These cliques now are teaming up against them. There's one woman in particular, just because she was Republican, they teamed up against her and they got her to quit. And this has been happening a lot. So now Disney is losing women and they're having to replace the skilled workers they have with influencers. And that has been really bad. So then Disney created a team to go around and try to find basically these people that are causing the problems, and kind of like big tattletale people, which has caused another big thing of animosity. So then you've got animators now threatening to sue Disney because they're getting spied on by Disney, and all this just so Disney can have 50%. And that's the goal. It's not like we're going to try to work up to 50%. We're going to, do special programs for women. We're going to do whatever we can to try to train them better. We're going to offer them scholarships, get them through college. And in 5 years from now, we'll have this huge influx of women animators. It's nope. We need them now. We need to make this happen now. And it is causing major problems.
That's where they're erring, because if you look at what they did with women in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. They did a grassroots push for women in STEM, and it got, and if you look at it now, if you look at the numbers now, by far more women than men are going on to higher education in STEM fields. and it is because, I mean, in my opinion, it's becoming completely unbalanced. And there have been studies that have shown that a lot of young males coming up right now through the school system are actively being discouraged from it, and it's led to a lot of apathy on their part. But anyway, but my point is that they started with a grassroots thing. They built it up, and they empowered them from a young age to go into those fields. And because they have, it has succeeded. Women are now not underrepresented in the STEM fields. They are now basically overrepresented, but that's a whole nother discussion. That's what Disney needs to do, is they need to start at, and especially because when you look at it, predominantly in the younger age, predominantly uh, it's mostly women who are, and girls who are into the artsy stuff. And if they just fostered that and gave them opportunities, then, like you said, in 5-10 years, that would no longer be an issue. They would have the talent pool to pull from.
And I think it's because Disney wants that DEI money now, but that would be the way to go. One of the things we talked about, a girl I went to school with, Kim, she was a great girl. We worked together a lot. I helped her with a lot of stuff. She stayed in it when I left, and she went on and
Right.
made for The Simpsons, all sorts of stuff. And there's times I talk about it because I'm a little jealous because she's done real well with it. But I'm very happy for her because she's done well, because she did the work. She kicked ass, and it's years. I mean, years of years. She's been doing this shit for 30 years, and she's kicked all that ass. And I did see her have to struggle more than a lot of other people did.
Yeah.
But now the requirement, and this is literally the only requirement they had, was not even an art background. It was that you had to be female. And then, here, let me check it, make sure I'm reading this right. The only requirement was that they are female, and that was later changed to you had to identify as female. Those were the.
There's your in, dude.
I know.
There's your in.
I know. I could do
All right.
it. It'll be
Write that and say that I'm saying you could do it.
Now, it just, I hate to see.
Hey, change your stage name from Little Beard to Little Bush.
Little Bush.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. It's something I'm going to keep track of. I wanted to bring it up because I hope it goes in a good direction. I hope it changes, because if nothing else, too, there's a lot of females in animation now, like Kim's a great example, that have worked real hard, that are getting pushed out by these new influencers and stuff. And I do say influencers because some of them are just that. They're like YouTube influencers and stuff that sit there and some of them will, do drawing. Some of them don't even do drawing because they brought them on for their following. I guess that has backfired too, because once they started animating, they stopped influencing. So,
well, but see, the thing is that you have to realize that even though animation may not be their skill set, what is their skill set? Their skill set is social manipulation.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. They are exercising their true skill set, which is gaining followers and manipulating things to their advantage. That's what social influencers do. They socially influence. And that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on comments here. Roberto says, I am excited to see Barney the Purple.
No. You need to go all the way down where he says that he identifies as a pervert and his pronouns are yes, daddy.
That's weird, because I've identified you as a pervert before, too. So it's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, simpatico right there.
So, yeah, that's what I had. I really could have gone way more in depth into it, but I wanted to.
Oh, I know you can.
Yeah, I'm being a good boy, damn it. But I wanted to touch on Pirate Fest and stuff too, because
most definitely
that was a fun fucking weekend. I like I was saying at the beginning of this, I was fretting a little bit because I was up there with a lot of very talented people, and even once I got there, I had a game show I was going to do, and I thought, oh yeah, this will be fine. I was so nervous, and I realized I left a bunch of shit for it at home. But the guy Michael they had me up there with, fucking champ, ace guy. He had my back. We covered it. I wrote a thing in the car to make up for it, where it was Jake who put on the show. Wanted to say something nice about him. And so I just said it's really hard to say anything nice about him. So I asked his wife for something nice, and she gave me a piece of paper. Why she had his obituary already written up, I don't know. So I basically read his obituary on stage, and it went over pretty well. We had a great time with it. I took Cookie, my brother, with me.
Yeah.
And Jake and Rachel were nice enough to let us stay at their house. Stayed there with some other performers. First night, they had 4 bands up. Everybody rocked it. I don't need to go through the whole lineup of everything again. The first one, though, was Rockabilly Bones and the Black Spots that I was talking about a couple weeks ago, that the Rockabilly Pirate Group. Fell in love with them immediately. They totally kicked ass. I think everybody kicked ass the whole time. Musical Blades doing their final show was just the honor of getting up to introduce them for their final show was cool as hell.
Yeah.
The whole thing went well, and I feel like I want to sit here and itemize the whole thing, but we'd be here for 30 minutes. But the night itself, I mean, everybody rocked. I got to hear songs that I've never heard half these groups do, like 3 Pints getting up and doing Blister in the Sun. You know, yeah, I know that seems weird.
Blister in the Sun?
Yeah, and
That is excellent. Oh God, who did Blister in the Sun?
that was Violent Femmes.
Yeah, that's right. Violent Femmes. My
Um,
favorite song there is Country Death Song, but that's me.
I heard more pirate versions of modern day songs than I think I've ever heard before that weekend. And they were all done.
Well, it is a pirate fest. I mean, it'd be weird if it wasn't.
The vendors were all good. They had the petting zoo kind of thing there, where it was like
Oh, hold on here. This is Pirate Fest and it's petting zoo. That gets kind of creepy.
Wrong words. It was like a Birds of Prey where they got the owls and the falcons.
It's all adult show. Come pet this, my lovely.
They had alligators and like they kept saying nope ropes, big pythons and shit.
Yeah.
Which was real nice because as I was taking pictures, I go right up to an eagle to take a picture of it, not knowing that the 2 people on either side of them had like alligators and pythons. So I get right up to the camera and they go, "Me next." So I turn and it's an alligator right fucking there. Yeah, I thought I was going to get on stage with poopy pants.
That's the reason you wear your brown pants.
Kayla and Candy came down and joined us Saturday.
Sweet.
So we had all the original WAGs at that show, all 4 original WAGs at that show. That was kind of cool. I didn't even know it
nice.
until in the middle of the show. Got to go out to dinner with them. And then we even stayed a little on Sunday, and Jake and Rachel took us to Steamworks Brewery, I believe it is. Jake, correct me if you're still on here. If that's the one I was telling you where they let us bring the wine in and sample the wine, and they gave us a lot of good advice on selling and stuff in that area. So I'm really excited about that. Came back with a lot of goodies. Christy won a prize pack from Rockabilly Bones with all their.
I don't like it when you say Christy won something and you're doing this. You got the thingies going.
When Christy wins, I win.
Yeah.
No, it was a good show. I can't see him not continuing to do it. I hope he does.
It sounds like it was a blast and everybody had fun.
It's not so much like a festival as like a big concert with vendors, you know.
Yeah.
But there was so much talent there. Getting to hang with them all. It was one of the best times I've had at a festival in a long time because I really didn't have to do much of shit. I got to hang out with everybody, and the music was freaking awesome. So
most excellent.
And seeing Blades up there for the last time, people were actually crying. Those guys have been going for 23 years, and there was a moment where you go when they're up on stage and everybody got up and did their last song, and you're just like, oh. All these people I've been traveling around with, doing shows with, I've known for decades, literally. I will never see this again with all these people. I mean, I know I'll see some of them come up and do stuff, but with that group,
the simple fact that you were able to be there for the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it bittersweet, but there's still, there's still some goodness from it.
Well, and I was talking to Brent from Totally Lost, who got up and did some solo singing this weekend. It very much surprised me. but in some ways, there's a little of handing the torch over, because like even Pictus is taking a year and not doing as much. We're slowing down on some of the stuff we're doing. Blade stopped altogether, and then you got these. I say new groups. I mean, Totally Lost been around for a few years, but groups like Totally Lost and Rockabilly Bones and stuff, and it's almost like a little handing the baton, because you always wonder what's going to be like when we all get too old and stop doing it, and then you see these younger people that are coming up and totally kicking ass.
And good for them.
It's nice to be part of that transition, because so many things like this you just kind of get like, you go, oh, someday I'll stop and we'll just get forgotten about because somebody better has come. But to be part of that whole, seeing these new people come up and be part of that journey is really,
and to know that you had influence on them,
yeah,
that helps a lot
way,
too.
or yeah, or I even get to just watch them go through that whole journey.
You are the giants upon whose shoulders they stand.
Yeah, well, we'll go with that. But I don't know if they still have. They did a bunch of giveaways and stuff too. If they still have merch like T-shirts and stuff there. If so, Jake can always chime in and let everybody know. But
yeah.
I'm going to let Cookie talk about it a little bit next week when he gets on, because he absolutely had a ball. And seeing it from the point of view from somebody who's not used to seeing, because there's some stuff I got up there, I'm like, I've heard this song 10,000 times. Or, Bill's telling this joke again. Yeah, okay. Because I know I got up and told a couple jokes like that where I saw a couple people in the audience go, yeah, I know that one. But hearing it from his point of view, where he is not so burned out on all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm rushing through things a little because we're toward the end of our hour here. You have anything you want to throw in while I'm reading these last comments here?
No, not really. I mean, I showed off what I was going to show off. I read my little news things. Marriadoc, he's going to say goodbye to everybody and see you next week.
Okay. Yeah, and when you were talking earlier, I got to say, I got an email from Abney Park come up on here too. So I'm really excited to read that, because I'm trying to get them for Big River. So,
okay.
Hopefully.
Here's Marriadoc.
All right.
Tune in next week, fellow adventurers. Marriadoc Zendweaver here, eagerly awaiting our next ConCast episode. We'll delve into thrilling topics and unravel mysteries aplenty. Until then, may your dice roll true and your imagination soar.
Nice and simple. Kept them to 250 characters.
I like it. And Dennis White Vans was not done, but next time for sure.
Right. Well, but the thing is that he's here for us to ask questions to. So the next time, maybe we should ask some questions to him.
We can literally ask, and he'll just make up whatever answers.
Yeah.
Ask him if Disney's fucking up animation for me.
All right, hold on.
As we said goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. For everyone.
For everyone. I'm just worried about me.
Okay. Go over to the voice generator. Generate. Just takes a second. And oops. Now we download.
So I need questions in advance on this.
Well, if you can think of any that you would want. And here it is. Here's his answer. Marriadoc's answer.
Oh, the shadow of Mickey looms large indeed. Disney's dominance in animation can feel like a Balrog blocking out the sun, but fear not. While their influence is vast, diverse realms of animation still thrive, from indie gems to anime wonders. It's up to us, the fellowship of fans, to celebrate the richness of animation in all its forms and keep the flame burning bright.
Well, that just tells
me. He's basically saying, vote with your dollar and go after the good anime out there, and don't put your money towards the Disney drivel.
Yeah, anime is going to be the big thing anyway. We're going to see more and more movies and more and more. Mm-hmm. And I make money off that, so let's do that.
Exactly.
All right,
and think about it. With the new AI stuff, more and more creators are going to be able to put product out there.
All right, I'm going to end with two things. And number one is, anybody watching then, because I'm going to bring questions for your AI guy. I can't remember his name, Dick Weevil or something. What was it?
Marriott Zindweaver.
So if anybody on here has questions they want to send in, just send me some questions. I'll make a list for Marriott. Yeah, just send them to my Facebook or something, or hop on here with them next week. And then I also want to end with just congratulations, Amber. That's fucking cool. Still, just think that's neat as hell,
dude. So, you are rocking it, and don't forget the little people. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. Someday when I can afford to take the whole family to Disney World again.
yeah, that's never going to happen for any of us. Yeah. And I only have one kid.
That's all I got now too. But all right,
all right,
man. We will catch you next.
All right, week. Everybody. We'll see you next week.
Hugs and kisses.
All right.